Hey guys, welcome to the newsletter and this week's edition of 3 Stocks to Consider Right Now. I'm Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading and I am here to help you guys. So let's jump right in. We'll start with the S&P. As you already know, if you're trading at all, the S&P, of course, we've been in this channel, lower lows, lower highs. But it's accelerated, and we took out the 200-day moving average right there, and now we're coming back up on a big bounce the last couple days to retest that 200. I don't know if we'll go above it or not, but we are still in a very choppy market, and we can go any direction. That's why it's more important than ever to be careful on our stock selection. So I've got a couple of names. Got to be careful. We've got some names we can still look at. We're looking for good charts, good names, strong profit, all the things we always look for. So the first one we're going to look at is DigitalOcean. DOCN is the symbol, trades on the NASDAQ. Now, there's a couple of little caveats with this. This has come up on a list, a couple of scans that I've been using for quite a while, over and over and over and over and over. But this is what you want to see. I mean, lower left to upper right, that looks amazing, right? Now, the caveat, the main one is the price. Now, we are a little extended up here, but that's because this is such a strong stock in a strong category, very profitable. These are the kind of names that you want to be in. So we'll probably look back, years from now and say, this was this was cheap at 90 bucks. Again, I'm trying to target stocks for your retirement plan, your long-term portfolio, your nest egg kind of things. We do a lot of covered calls in my bias trade service. Obviously picking stocks, things like that. This one, and not, we look at all kind of different things and a lot of kind of different strategies as well. But this one has come up several times. So again, the caveat is maybe wait on this thing to pull back maybe to the 20. I know that's a pretty good range, but keep an eye on it. I would have no problem buying it here, again, depending on the strategy that I might choose to use for this, right? So we like to have three things that we can use to make a purchase on a stock, or at least consider it to be purchased. And number one is a great chart, again, lower left, upper right. This is an AI and technology company, great sector, very profitable. 3-year earnings growth rate is 267%. Doesn't get much better than that. Profit margin of 28%. I mean, that's what you want to see, right? RSI right now is about 68. That's kind of pushing the upper limit, but that's because it's going up and up and up and up. Again, that's what you want to see. And lastly, I got more than three things, but this is 27% held by insiders. I always like to see a little bit higher insider ownership of this company. And it's not a terribly expensive company. So that's our number one company, or first one on the list. These are not really ranked in any order, but that's the first one on the list. The second one is ONEOK, or ONEOK, however you say this. I'm actually not sure. ONEOK, symbol's OKE. Again, good looking chart. Now, it did sell off and come down. There's a little bit of reason for this. It's come back strong, right? And it's pulling back as well from that high of 95. And I would probably wait on this as with the other one. We're in a dicey market, so be a little more patient than normal, right? It's below the 20. There's the 50. I would love to see it come back to that 50-day moving average. That would be where I would want to target it. Now, this is a midstream oil and gas infrastructure company. So that makes sense that we have a pullback here over the last couple of months with what's going on in Iran and so forth. But it's coming back pretty strong. 3-year earnings growth rate is 14. Oops, I'm a drawing tool over here. Is 14.2%. 3 years earnings growth rate. It does have a 5% dividend, 4.95% dividend, and that dividend I'll show you is $1.07 a share. It's free cash flow of $3.92, so well covering that dividend. Let me show you here. Yep, right here. 4.93%, $1.07, and again the free cash flow $3.92, so you don't have to worry about that dividend, right? RSI is about 66. Again, that's right in line. Like that a lot. I would probably be a little more patient here. Maybe, again, if we're going to do the wheel strategy or the wagon wheel strategy, as I like to call it, um, maybe I would sell some puts down here and try to get put to it goes ex-dividend, it will go ex-dividend May the 2nd. So, think about that if you're going to do that. I can help you with that. Also, if you want to, let me know. So that's number two. The third one, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I'm going to go to a retailer. We don't do a lot of retail stocks. They just don't come up on the list very often as strong candidates. But a lot of the technology, a lot of the Mag 7 stuff is just falling off the cliff, and just, we want names that are strong. So Five Below. Check this out. Five Below, FIVE. Look at that. Lower left, upper right. That's the 20. That's the 50. It's just hugging those moving averages up, up, and away. 50 held there, 50 held there. We're up and away $237 or so. Again, you could wait on a pullback here, or you could sell some naked puts below this. You could do covered calls. We could do a butterfly. There's all kinds of things we could do with this, right? But the stock is, again, it's about around 230 or so. Good looking chart. Now this sector is, I don't want to say primarily, but it's mostly for teens and novelty kind of things. It is seasonal. That's good, holidays and so forth. Lot of really, really good stuff. I've seen the website. I haven't actually been in a store, but everybody likes it, right? That's what you want to see. Again, it's obvious. You can look at the chart here, right? 1 year earnings growth rate. Now this is a retailer, it's not technology, but a retailer is 10.9%. 1 year earnings growth, 3 year earnings growth is about 13.8, so that's pretty strong. Again, I'd probably wait. I would prefer to get it on a pullback here to the 50. And with this one, we've got short interest of about 3%. That's not that high, but it's something to be aware of. I like that. I like a high short interest, actually. And RSI is 56, which is, again, that's kind of right in the sweet spot, right in the middle. So that's something you want to see. Again, our three names, and I want to show you here the comparison. The three names, DOCN, DigitalOcean. The second one was ONEOK, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and the third one was Five Below. Now all of these, again, I'm always looking for good charts, good profitability, good industries, things like that. I am not into catching a falling knife or anything in this kind of market. You don't want to buy the laggards thinking a turnaround's coming, because this market's pretty dicey. But let's just compare. See this chart, lower left, upper right? Let's compare that real quick to like NVDA. And this is not what you want to see. I mentioned this in last week's newsletter. That's almost a year and it hasn't gone anywhere, just sideways, right? NVIDIA is a great company. I like it. It'll be higher later at some point, right? But that's right now. We need to be a lot more selective on the names that we're looking at. Again, I keep coming back to charts like this. That's what you want to see. So, hope that's helpful. Join me in the bias room if you have questions, and we'll put these things on together, and we'll look at some different strategies and things like that. I had a question, what strategy do you use? And there's a lot of things we could do. We could buy calls, debit spreads, sell puts or credit spreads, whatever. Butterflies, all kind of stuff we could do. Calendars, diagonals. So it's hard to say. It's a very broad question. But again, join me in there, and I'll put a link down below if you guys want to check that out. Also, let me know if any questions you have, and I'll be glad to help you. So thanks for the time, guys. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, it's Trading Bruce. I'll put a link down there. I go into a lot of detail about a lot of different things on that channel. Trading, investing, conservative option plays, things like that. So let me know if I can help. Thanks for the time, guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Take care.